He didn't even look back at her. After everything, every fight, every promise, every tear, he just walked away. And in that moment, Kat didn't scream. She didn't chase him. She just stood there quiet, watching Carlton walk straight into Eva's arms. That silence said more than any words ever could. Because sometimes losing someone isn't loud, it's painfully quiet. And that's exactly where episode 145 begins, in that quiet, where love has burned out, and pride is the only thing left standing. The episode opens in a storm of tension. The sky is gray, the air feels heavy, and you can almost sense the heartbreak waiting to happen. Kat sits by the window, her reflection faintly visible against the glass. She's not crying, not yet, just lost in that empty stare people get when they've already decided to let go. Behind her, the phone buzzes again and again, lighting up with messages from Carlton, but she doesn't move. That's when the audience knows, this time, she means it. She's done. Meanwhile, across town, Carlton is pacing in Eva's apartment. His shirt is half-buttoned, his eyes restless, his voice low but sharp. He keeps saying he didn't mean for things to go this far. But the truth is, he did. Maybe not on purpose, maybe not out of cruelty, but his choices led him exactly here. Eva watches him from across the room, calm, confident, that same knowing smile on her face that says she always gets what she wants. And this time, what she wants is him. The story cuts back and forth between them, caught in the dim light of her apartment. Eva standing under the golden glow of her chandelier, and Carlton trapped between both worlds. The music swells with slow, haunting notes. Every frame screams regret. The directors don't need dialogue here. They let silence do the talking. It's the kind of silence that feels like a goodbye you never got to say. Then a flashback sequence pulls us back to the last conversation between Kat and Carlton. It's raw and bitter. She asks him straight, "Do you love her?" And he hesitates. That half-second pause is all the answer she needs. She turns away, her shoulders straight, her voice calm. Then let her have you. It's not anger that breaks him. It's the grace in her surrender. Because when someone stops fighting for you, that's when you realize what you've lost. As Carlton leaves, Eva's text pops up. You did the right thing. But the look on his face says otherwise. He's not sure if he's walking toward freedom or straight into a trap. And Eva, watching his name appear on her phone, tilts her head slightly and smiles. She knows she's won, at least for now. The camera lingers on Kat once more. She closes the window, sits down, and finally lets out the smallest breath. It's not quite a sigh, not quite a sob, something in between. There's a kind of peace in her pain, like she's finally stopped swimming against the current. The world outside moves on, cars pass, lights flicker, but inside her apartment, time stands still. And that's where episode 145 draws its first line of war. Because this isn't just a love story anymore. It's a story about pride, about power, about knowing when to walk away even when it hurts. The episode uses every glance, every pause, every unsaid word to build that emotional weight. And as the credits fade into the next scene, the audience is left wondering, did Kat really let Eva have him out of love? Or is this the combi for something much bigger? Kat has always been the kind of woman who fights quietly. She doesn't scream to be heard. She lets her silence echo louder than any argument could. In this episode, that silence becomes her weapon. You can see it in her eyes, that steady calm that hides the chaos beneath. After years of giving everything to someone who only ever gave half back, she finally decides to stop chasing peace in a person who keeps breaking her. People think letting go is weakness, but Kat shows it's the strongest thing a person can do. She doesn't beg, she doesn't plead. She simply steps back and lets Eva have him. But deep down, there's something unspoken, a storm still waiting to break. Because letting go doesn't always mean surrender. Sometimes it means waiting for karma to take its turn. Eva, on the other hand, moves like smoke, soft, shapeless, but dangerous when you breathe her in too long. Every smile, every touch, Every word she says to Carlton feels rehearsed, like she's been waiting for this role all along. To her, this isn't love. It's victory. She doesn't want Carlton because she loves him. She wants him because Cod had him. It's not affection that fuels her. It's envy. There's something about taking what belongs to someone else that makes Eva feel powerful, like she's rewriting her own story through someone else's pain. And the way she looks at Carlton, it's not the gaze of a woman in love. It's the gaze of a conqueror admiring her prize. But what Eva doesn't see, not yet, is that people aren't trophies. They don't stay still. They don't shine forever. And soon, she learned that what glitters in her hands might just be fading gold. Carlton is the kind of man who mistakes confusion for depth. He talks about love like it's something complicated, when really, he's just afraid to choose. He loves being needed more than he loves either woman. And that's where his tragedy lies, in his need to be wanted, to be the center of two opposing worlds. He tells himself he's torn between two hearts, but in truth, he's running from himself. Every time Cod pulls away, he runs toward Eva, and every time Eva grows too close, he looks back at Cod. He's caught in an endless loop of guilt and desire, building his own prison one lie at a time. The audience can see it even when he can't. Carlton isn't choosing love. He's choosing escape. What makes this triangle so powerful isn't just the drama, it's the honesty of the emotions beneath it. Cod's pain isn't performative. It's quiet, real, the kind that seeps into her bones. Eva's ambition isn't purely evil. It's born from years of wanting to matter, from feeling invisible. And Carlton's weakness, though frustrating, feels human. He's not a villain. He's just a man who doesn't know how to stand still in the truth. The show doesn't paint anyone as purely good or bad. Instead, it lets us see all the shades of gray that live inside them, the love that hurts, the pride that protects, the jealousy that blinds midway through the episode. There's a scene that defines it all. Cod finds one of Carlton's old letters, not one of those romantic ones, but a half-written apology he'd never sent. She reads it, folds it neatly, and sets it on fire. No tears, no hesitation. The flame flickers in her eyes as if reflecting the last bit of warmth she once felt for him. And while the paper curls into ash, you can almost hear her heart harden, not out of bitterness, but out of survival. That single act says everything about where she stands now. She's not broken. She's rebuilding. Meanwhile, Eva senses the shift. She can feel that the victory she thought she had doesn't taste as sweet as she imagined. Carlton is there with her, but his mind is still somewhere else. His silence makes her uneasy. She starts to realize she's won the man but lost the game. Because what good is having someone if their heart still belongs to another? Her smiles grow tighter, her laughter forced. And in those small cracks, the audience can see the truth. Eva's power was borrowed. And soon, she have to return it. By the end of this section, each character stands on their own emotional battlefield. Cod's strength now comes from acceptance. Eva's confidence begins to fracture. And Carlton is left stranded between two women who no longer see him as their salvation. This isn't just a love triangle anymore. It's a test of identity. Who are they when love no longer defines them? Who are they when the game ends and all that's left is truth? Episode 145 doesn't give all the answers. It just makes us feel the weight of the questions. And that's the brilliance of it. Pain becomes poetry. And every choice carves the path for what's still to come. Every moment in episode 145 feels like it's saying something deeper than the words being spoken. The story doesn't just unfold, it breathes, it hides. It reveals itself through small details that most people might miss if they're not looking closely. This is where the show truly earns its name. Beyond the gates, it's not just a place. It's a metaphor for the boundaries we build, the secrets we bury, and the emotions we lock behind closed doors. Everything in this episode, from the color of the light to the silence between breaths, carries meaning. It's not just about what happens, it's about what it represents. The mirror appears again and again in this episode, almost quietly, almost unnoticed. Every time Kot looks into it, her reflection seems to change. At first, it's just her face, pale and distant. But as the episode moves forward, the reflection feels heavier, darker, almost like it's holding something she's not ready to face. That mirror isn't just glass. It's truth. It's the version of herself she's been avoiding, the part that knew she's worth more than the pain she keeps accepting. When she finally turns away from it, it's not because she's afraid of what she sees. It's because she's finally done trying to fix a reflection that someone else broke. The symbolism is quiet but powerful. The moment she stops staring into that mirror is the moment she starts seeing herself again. Then there's the rain, soft at first, then heavier as the episode goes on. Rain in Beyond the Gates has always meant renewal, but here it feels like cleansing. Every drop that hits the window outside Kot's apartment sounds like the world trying to wash away her memories. The writers could have chosen any weather for this moment, but they chose rain for a reason. It hides tears. It makes pain look poetic. And in that downpour, we see Kot's transformation, not from weak to strong, but from attached to free. Rain becomes her silence made visible. Eva's world, in contrast, is drenched in gold. Every room she's in glows warm, perfect, staged. But if you look closer, the gold doesn't shine, it burns. The lighting is too bright, almost artificial, like it's trying too hard to convince the viewer of her victory. This is one of the most subtle and clever visual tricks the show uses. Gold, the color of success, becomes the color of illusion. Eva is living in a world that looks beautiful but feels hollow. Her power is a performance, and the light that surrounds her is her spotlight, one that fades the second she's no longer center stage. It's a reminder that not everything that glitters is glory. Sometimes it's just desperation dressed in confidence. Carlton's scenes are filled with shadows. Every frame that includes him feels half-lit, half-hidden, like he's stuck between two realities. The show doesn't give him the clean brightness of Kot's quiet world or the golden warmth of Eva's. Instead, it gives him gray, a space that's neither here nor there. It mirrors his indecision perfectly. He's not a man of light or dark. He's the fog between them, always drifting, never choosing. Even the way he moves feels symbolic. His footsteps echo in empty hallways. His hands shake when he reaches for something. His eyes never settle. It's as if the world around him is trying to show us what he can't admit. That being loved by two people means nothing when you don't love yourself enough to stay true. The main theme running through this episode is control versus surrender. Every character is trying to hold on to something: love, pride, power, and the more they grip it, the more it slips away. Kot's surrender looks like defeat, but it's actually freedom. Eva's control looks like strength, but it's actually fear. Carlton's confusion looks like love, but it's just avoidance. This triangle isn't about who wins, it's about who learns to let go. The show wants us to see that sometimes letting go isn't the end of a story. It's the start of a better one. Another layer of symbolism lies in sound, or rather, the lack of it. Notice how certain moments play out with almost no music. Just breathing, footsteps, the hum of a distant city. The absence of sound becomes its own form of tension. It forces the viewer to feel the weight of silence, the heaviness of everything left unsaid. That silence between Kot and Carlton isn't empty. It's full of all the words they never said, all the apologies that came too late. It's a silence that speaks louder than any argument ever could. As the episode nears its midpoint, there's one last symbol that ties it all together: the key. Kot finds an old key in her drawer, the one Carlton gave her long ago. For a second, she holds it, turning it in her fingers, remembering what it used to unlock. Not just a door, but trust, laughter, a shared life. Then she places it on the table and walks away. The camera stays on that key for a few seconds, catching the light, unmoving. It's not dramatic. It's simple, but it means everything. The key doesn't just unlock the past, it closes it. By the time the credits roll, the audience realizes that this episode wasn't about a breakup at all. It was about awakening. The gates that once trapped these characters are now wide open, but freedom doesn't come easy. Every symbol, the mirror, the rain, the gold, the shadow, the key reminds us that love isn't about holding on, it's about knowing when to stop. And as the screen fades to black, the message becomes clear. Sometimes peace doesn't come from winning the battle. It comes from walking away from the war. Just when the audience thinks the storm has passed, episode 145 throws in a twist that turns everything upside down. It's the kind of quiet twist that doesn't need an explosion or a scream, just one look, one hidden truth that changes everything we thought we knew. It starts with a scene that almost feels ordinary. Eva is standing by the window, watching the rain pour outside, the same rain that washed over Cot earlier. She picks up her phone, types something, and hesitates before sending it. The message is never shown on screen, but the expression on her face tells us it's not something Carlton would want to read. The camera zooms slowly, and that's when the real twist begins. The phone isn't hers. It's Cot's. Somehow, Eva has Cot's old phone, and inside it, messages, photos, voice notes, everything from their past. The question isn't how she got it. The question is why. And that's what fans can't stop talking about. Was Eva watching this entire story unfold from behind the screen? Was every move she made already planned long before Carlton even walked away from Cot's door? This twist doesn't just make Eva manipulative. It makes her dangerous. Suddenly, the line between coincidence and calculation disappears, and what once looked like a love triangle starts to look more like a chessboard. Every move, every emotion, every heartbreak, part of a plan no one saw coming. The next surprise hides in a flashback, short but powerful. It's a memory of Cot and Eva together years ago. Not rivals, but friends. They laugh, share secrets, talk about the kind of love they hope to find one day. It's a shocking revelation for the audience. The enemy wasn't always the enemy. The betrayal didn't start with a man, it started with trust. And suddenly, everything about Eva's actions feels heavier. Maybe this isn't about love or power. Maybe it's about revenge for something that happened long before Carlton ever entered their lives. Fans online have theories ranging from a broken promise to a stolen opportunity, to something much darker, a past betrayal that's been waiting years to resurface. Another twist comes in the form of a letter, or rather, the absence of one. Remember the burned letter from earlier? The one Cot found half-written by Carlton. Fans noticed something strange. When Cot burns the paper, we only see part of the writing. But freeze frame reveals a name, not hers, not Eva's. It's someone else entirely, for Claire. Who is Claire? Why would Carlton write to her? And why did the show let us see that one word, almost hidden, almost forgotten? Some fans believe Claire might be the real reason behind Carlton's emotional distance, a ghost from his past that neither woman knew about. Others think it's a metaphor, representing all the other loves that people never fully let go of. Either way, it adds another layer of mystery, reminding viewers that every heartbreak has a story behind it that no one talks about. But perhaps the biggest fan theory of all is the idea that Cot never truly let Eva have him. That her quiet surrender wasn't defeat, but design. A theory spreading through discussion threads claims that Cot knew Eva's patterns, her need to win, her hunger for validation, and used that against her. By letting Eva take Carlton, Cot gave her exactly what she wanted and what would ultimately destroy her. Because once Eva had him, she'd have to face the truth Cot already knew. Carlton isn't a prize. He's a mirror. He reflects back whatever love you give. And when that love turns toxic, it's your own reflection you end up hating. In this theory, Cot's calm smile at the end isn't sadness, it's satisfaction. She didn't lose him. She freed herself. And maybe, just maybe, she set Eva up for the same heartbreak she once endured. Some viewers go even deeper, suggesting that everything we're seeing might not even be real. There's a growing belief that episode 145 could be part dream, part memory. The overlapping timelines, the repeated imagery of mirrors and rain, the unnatural silence, all point to a psychological narrative. What if Cot isn't just letting Carlton go physically, but mentally? What if the whole episode is her closure playing out inside her mind? In that reading, Eva and Carlton are symbols, not people. Eva representing temptation, Carlton representing attachment, and Cot finally walking out of her own emotional prison. It's a theory that turns the show from a simple drama into a masterpiece of emotional storytelling, where every scene doubles as a metaphor for healing. The ending leaves just enough space for speculation. As the final shot lingers on the key left behind, some swear they hear a faint knock on Cot's door, too soft to be certain, too deliberate to be ignored. The camera doesn't show who it is. Is it Carlton coming back? Eva looking for forgiveness? Or someone entirely new? Maybe Claire, the name from the letter, stepping out of the shadows at last? The unanswered question becomes the heartbeat of the fandom, driving endless debates and rewatches by the time the screen fades to black. One truth stands out among all the theories. No one in Beyond the Gates is as simple as they seem. Every decision hides another story. Every line of dialogue conceals another meaning. The twists aren't just there to shock. They're there to make us look deeper, to remind us that in real life, too, love and betrayal are never black and white. They're the shades in between, where truth hides, where hearts break, and where forgiveness sometimes never arrives.